Just yesterday, actually, it was the Venice Beach qualifiers,
Yeah,
right?
Venice Beach qualifier started last night at 8 o'clock, and it's every Monday, 8 p.m. on NBC.
Right, right, yeah. I saw a few episodes. Like, I didn't see the last one because I was on the road, unfortunately. But I've seen a few of the past episodes, and I'm sure that anyone who's seen like even one episode knows how crazy these guys are. The stuff that they do is just um, de- beyond me. It defies my belief. But yeah, man, what's up?
Nothing much, man. I just got back from Orlando to compete for the Orlando qualifiers and city finals, and just getting pumped. Waiting for NBC to release everything and show everything on TV.
Awesome, awesome. And what brings you to Wilmington?
Well, I grew up in the area for a long time before moving out to Vegas to fight for a little bit, and then out to Long Beach, California, and then eventually got homesick and decided to come back to good old Wilmingwood. It was I hated it when I first moved here, but it grew on me, and decided to come back.
Yeah, man, I feel you. I was the exact same way when I came here for school like a couple years ago. I was like, oh, this place is a dump. It's a dump. And then, I learned a little bit more, and it's a really nice place, actually. I like it a lot. All right. So, American Ninja Warrior on the seventh season. I read online, interesting fact that there are like 4 stages, right?
Yeah.
And no one has ever made it past the third stage.
No American has ever made it past the third stage. The original Japanese Ninja Warrior, there have been 3 finishers in the entirety of the show. It's been on for like 15 years.
That's incredible. That's so crazy. Like, and the grand prize, it's gone up in the past few years. I think it's now $1 million. Is that right?
Yeah, last year it was $500,000. This year it's $1 million.
So I guess the producers must be pretty confident that no one's gonna actually make it.
I don't know if it's confidence. They're making a lot of money, but it's definitely a big draw to get people not only to try out for the show but to watch it. It's very intense.
Yeah, it's real good entertainment. Probably one of the best like sports entertainment shows on the air right now. I think, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's intense. It's unique. It's something different. It's not 4 quarters of basketball. It's not football. It's not 2 hours of soccer. It's something.
It's not 3.5 hours of baseball.
Yeah, a baseball game can last forever. It literally could never end. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't really watch baseball very much just because of that fact. I watched a few of them when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, God, how can anyone watch this? But, it's all perspective.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so like I said, I was reading about it, and I saw that, and I mean, of course, I've seen a few episodes, and they test, like, a lot of physical endurance. It tests, like, balance. It tests upper body strength. And the craziest thing to me was actually the grip strength, because you guys have to, like, you have to do a lot of climbing, a lot of like holding on. And there was this one, last year I think it was, where it was like a pull-up bar and they had to like pull it out of the wall and slot it up higher. What?
The salmon ladder.
Oh, man.
It's been a staple of American Ninja Warrior in the last few years, and it looks a lot scarier than it is. It's intense for sure, but it's definitely doable. It's possible, and it still takes a lot of people out, though. It's intense, to say the least.
Yeah, I would not want to be tested against that. But what sort of things do you do to like develop this incredible grip strength? Like, I can't imagine like what sort of exercises that entails.
Well, last year there wasn't really anywhere in Wilmington for me to practice or train for American Ninja Warrior, so I kind of just came up with my own routines and different exercises, and it started with pull-ups, just as many pull-ups as I can possibly do, as much as I could do them. I hung a pull-up bar over my door frame on the way to the kitchen, and every single time I would go to the kitchen, I would do as many pull-ups as I could possibly do. From there, I went to different grip strength exercises like fingertip pull-ups, just carrying random things around my house, to climbing on the banisters and things at the apartment complex I lived at. Yeah, last year you could definitely catch me during the summer climbing on the awning to our pool at the reserves.
That sounds pretty fun, actually.
It is a lot of fun, and then that's where it started for me.
That's cool. That's cool. So, how did you like find out about this program? I understand that it like really jumped up in popularity a year or two back with Casey Catanzaro, who was like the first woman to make it like all the way to the third stage or something like that.
She was the first the first female to make it to the city finals and actually pass it. Like it was intense. She's an amazing athlete. She's an amazing person. She's super nice. I got the pleasure to meet her last year in Vegas, and she's really cool. But yeah, the show's picked up a lot in the past few years. It's the fourth season it's on NBC. Before that, it was on G4 for all of you video game nerds.
Oh, G4. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. So it was on there for a few years, and before that, it was exclusively in Japan.
Yeah, wasn't it called like Sasuke when it was in Japan?
Yes, Sasuke, which translates roughly to Ninja Warrior.
That's pretty funny. But so you found out about the show like through athletic contacts?
No, well, I was a fan of the show in Japan and on G4, and I saw the American version, and never in a million years thought I would ever get on the show. But a couple years ago, I applied, missed the deadline, but then the next year came around. They sent me an email. They were like, "Hey, you have plenty of time to submit an application. We'd love to have you out here." So I did, sent in an application, a video, and all that good stuff, and the rest is history. I went to the Miami qualifiers, placed 10th, then went to the city finals, shocked everybody as a rookie, and placed 4th, then went on to Vegas.
Wow. That's pretty impressive run, man. So I understand that like this is a big deal for a lot of people. A lot of people like train specifically for this. You've been training like basically all year like for this sort of thing?
Well, I jump back and forth between training for American Ninja Warrior closer to the season. I started back in November to train for Ninja Warrior. Before that, I train in mixed martial arts, MMA, do some cage fighting and stuff like that. For the most part, I try to stay healthy and active as much as possible. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm a health nut by any means. I love pizza way too much to do that. But it's just, living a healthy lifestyle and just trying to stay fit year round.
Man, that's something that a lot of people struggle with, myself included. I try to work out, but it can be hard sometimes.
And you just have to find out, a workout for you. Because not everybody can go to the gym and just lift weights for an hour a day. That's extremely boring. I like lifting weights a little bit from time to time, but if I would lift weights every day for an hour, I'm gonna be bored. You have to figure out what you want to do. Go out and mountain bike, go swim for 20, 30, 40 minutes a day. Find out what it is that you want to do to get yourself in shape.
It's good advice. Good advice from someone who is in better shape than I will ever be. So you were in mixed martial arts like way before you like got onto American Ninja Warrior, is that right?
Yeah, well, I've been a martial artist since I was 4 years old. I started with American kickboxing back in California, and I've just progressed through different martial arts over the years. Then I started underground boxing. If you guys remember Club Diesel downtown a few years ago, actually about 7 years ago now, they held boxing matches Thursday nights, and went there, got in a couple fights, ended up becoming their Diesel Club champion, and Carolina Fight Promotions came out and saw one of my fights one night, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to fight MMA?" Why not? Sure. Signed up and started fighting ever since.
Wow. And you're in which weight division?
I fight 145.
145. So got any like big wins in MMA?
Couple big wins, couple heart-crushing losses.
Oof.
My first actual MMA fight was unfortunately a loss. I was supposed to be fighting another striker. He backed out last minute. I took a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and he was good. He was definitely good. Then my next fight went on to win it in the second round with a short choke. Worked on my jiu-jitsu and ground game. Then went on to Vegas to win 2 more fights out there, and then came back to Wilmington to keep at it and keep trying.
That's awesome, man. Oh man, MMA. That's like so crazy to me. I watch it sometimes, and it's like, ugh.
The pro UFC fights you're probably watching are really intense. They're definitely pros for a reason. They make the big bucks. They're hard, heavy hitters, and it's scary for sure.
Yeah, I'm scared just watching it. I'm like, oh man, I hope this guy doesn't like look at me the wrong way.
And actually, it's funny. Some of those guys are the nicest people you will ever meet. I got to train with Matt Riddle when I was in Vegas, and he was a pothead and a really cool guy. And also met, God, what is it? The California Kid. I cannot remember his name. Anyway, yeah, met him. He was a really nice guy. I actually bought him a beer when I was at the MGM. It was really cool.
Well, that's an awesome experience, man. And it says that besides like an MMA fighting, which I guess is pretty incredible, not a lot of people get a chance to do that. That you are a stuntman for film and television.
Yeah. After Ninja Warrior, I started trying to break into film and TV doing stunt work. I've got on a few extra parts here and there, and also worked as a stunt coordinator and stuntman on a few web series. Good old Wilmy Wood is never short on film jobs. And I fell in love with it. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. You get to meet interesting people. You get to do some really cool stuff.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm actually a film major myself. So, I'm trying to break into that Wilmy Wood scene. I know a few people, but, just focusing on classes right now mainly.
Yeah, man, get your classes in there, and I can definitely introduce you to some people, and we'll make some connections.
Absolutely, man. We can work together. It'll be awesome.
I'm so down for that.
And that you are also, outside of fighting and stuntmanning, you are a motivational speaker.
Yeah, I try to do as much, community outreach as possible, and I try to talk to and motivate, kids and children, especially at elementary schools, to get off the couch, stop playing PlayStation, and just do something, anything outside. Like I said, doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what you like doing. Just get up, get active, get physical, and move.
Yeah, it's a good message to get on especially on the young kids, because that's where it's like really make it or break it,
Yeah, for sure. The habits you pick up when you're, 10, 11, 12 years old, you hold on to those for a lot longer than you might think.
Absolutely. And the last thing that I saw in this little email blurb that I got about you was that you are a tracer. Is that right? Tracer for solo free running. And I understood like maybe one of those words. So why don't you just tell me what that is all about?
Soul Free Running is a parkour free running group. I am one of their members, and I also teach a parkour free running class at Defy Gravity. It's another awesome community. We get together, we do what we do. If you've ever played Assassin's Creed or Mirror's Edge, it's basically urban acrobatics, getting over, under, around, flipping over obstacles. It's a lot of fun. It's another way to get out and get active.
Yeah, wasn't there some parkour in one of those James Bond movies like a couple years back?
Yes.
It was like Casino Royale or something, and they were doing like all those jumps and flips.
Yep.
And
that's parkour.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You teach classes at the Defy Gravity?
Yeah, we teach classes at Defy Gravity. Right now they're on hold till we finish our course, our Ninja Warrior course, and we'll also be building some more obstacles and things for our parkour class. And you can definitely learn some really cool stuff out there.
Awesome. Well, I'll have to stop by sometime. I'll work out, I'll get in shape, and then I'll stop by sometime.
No, come on and stop by now. We can help get you into shape, and it's a lot of fun. You get to hang out with me all day.
Okay, so going back to American Ninja Warrior real quick. It says on their like little website, it says that everyone roots for everyone else. And I suppose that it's not like competitive in the sense that you're going like head to head. I mean, everyone's just trying to get like as far as they can. So, can you tell me a little bit about like the camaraderie and the atmosphere that you guys like have as athletes for each other?
Oh my God, it's absolutely amazing. Like everybody, that I met when I first went on to American Ninja Warrior was amazing. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Drew Dreschel, but he was one of the first Americans to ever compete in the Japanese course. He's an all-star American Ninja Warrior athlete, and I was nervous going up to meet him for the first time. I was like, oh, this dude's going to be a dick. He's just going to be so rude. And that was not the case. Like, I met him. He was a really nice guy. He gave me pointers to help me out for the course. And that was the case with everybody I met. Sam, he's like the trainer for American Ninja Warrior. And I met him the day of city finals. He was like, hey, man, come out with me, bought me lunch. We hung out, talked for a while, and, he's a really nice guy, and he's a good friend. So, like, all of these guys, man, they're amazing athletes. They're really good people, and they just want you to succeed.
Well, that's great. That's a wonderful atmosphere to be in.
For sure, man. It's my favorite part about American Ninja Warrior.
I can understand that. And I was looking, and I saw that you were on the last season, actually, season 6, and it said that you got knocked out on something called a warped wall.
Yes, the shortened warped wall for the Vegas finals. It's basically the regular warped wall. You have about 8 feet of running room, which is plenty if you're athletic to get up, the 14-foot wall. However, for Vegas, they shorten it to about 4 feet, and it's curved on both sides. So you have a lot less run room, fewer steps to get up. So that was one of the things I was working on this season.
So basically, what you just run like right up this wall is what they want you to do on that.
Basically, it's a little more technique than just running up the wall, but it's 14 feet high, so it's the equivalent of grabbing the top of the backboard of a basketball goal.
The top of the backboard.
Yes, the rim is 10 feet high. The top of the backboard's about 3.5, 4 feet higher than that, depending on the backboard.
And they give you 4 feet of space to like make this incredible run up.
Yes.
Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, I was looking at the Wikipedia entry, and I saw that a lot of people got knocked out on that warped wall, and I think I understand why a little bit better now.
Well, for me, luckily, well, not luckily, but for the Vegas finals that year, I think there was about 16 people to make it ahead of me out of the 95 people that were in Vegas. So a lot of people got taken out before me. However, close is not close enough. It's not, for American Ninja Warrior, it's not horseshoes. You have to make it to the end.
Right. So how exactly are these stages like structured? I understand that there's like city qualifiers, and then there's city finals, and then is there like something after that?
No. Once you rank top 5 in a city qualifier, you are eligible to go to the Vegas finals, the Mount Midoriyama finals, the national finals. From there, they take the top 15 from each region, and sometimes a few wild cards from a couple regions, and then they set you loose on the course. The Vegas course is set up in 4 different stages. The first few stages are timed. You have to get through. You have to go as far. You have to finish the stage in the allotted time. If you don't finish in the amount of time, you're out. The later stages, they're not timed, but they're extremely difficult. Like, there's been 3 people so far to make it past the second one.
Jeez, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely intense.
So, does anyone know anything about this, like, besides, like, how it was in the Japanese series? Anything about, like, this mysterious 4th stage?
The 4th stage, this year, we haven't seen it yet, so they could have changed it. But in the last few years, it's been a just straight rope climb. You have about 45, 50 seconds to make it. I think it's 7 stories, a 7-story rope climb.
Hold on. You have 45 seconds?
It's less than a minute. I believe it's 45 to 55 seconds. It's something like that. And you have to do, it's 5 to 7 stories straight up.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Well, yep, there you have it, folks. American Ninja Warrior. These are the kind of guys that like try to do that sort of thing. They try to climb 7 stories in less than a minute on a rope. Knotted? Is it knotted at least?
No, it's not knotted. It's
course.
A straight rope.
Right, it's just a rope.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff this year. And it's not just a rope. There's a bunch of really cool, really interesting, just out of the world obstacles this year. Definitely check out the show. Like I said, it's Mondays at 8 o'clock. It's 2 hours long. If you can't watch the beginning or the end, just catch a little bit of it. You will be blown away.
Right. I think they actually do reruns on Esquire or something.
Yeah, I think so. And also, you can catch it on like Hulu and NBC.com.
Right. Use the internet, guys. You know how to do it.
Yeah, nobody has to tell you. You got this.
So, you started like doing martial arts at a very early age in California. Is that right?
Yeah.
And like, was it more or less through martial arts that you like? Obviously, you have a passion for athleticism, right? Obviously, you have this passion for self-improvement because otherwise, you wouldn't be making it onto American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, very true.
By default. So was it like in martial arts that you found like this drive and this passion, or was there like is there a specific memory that you can call back on that like always, like boosts your morale?
Well, I've always had a passion for martial arts, and as a kid, I had a lot of energy, and if that energy wasn't focused, I'd do terrible things. I'd drive my mother crazy. I'd get into fights and stuff in school, and martial arts allowed me to focus that energy on something positive. And then later on, as I got older and I grew, I was able to take that focus and apply it to other things. And most of it's athletic and physical, but it's just pushing forward and being better. I mean, one of the inspirations, I guess you could say, when I was growing up was Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, I remember watching that.
Yeah, who doesn't love Dragon Ball Z? It's amazing. And Ninja Turtles when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
That was when my fifth grade teacher was like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I was like, "I want to be a ninja." She's like, "That's not practical. You have to pick something else." So boom, ninja.
What do you know, man? Who knows what the future can hold? Never tell a child what they can't do, or else they'll go and do it.
Yeah, they'll surprise you.
All right, that's awesome, man. Like I remember watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. That's so funny.
Oh, Toonami, how I miss you.
I think they brought it back actually.
Seriously, we got to get cable.
Yeah, this is the one reason to have cable. It's like hockey and Toonami, and that's it.
Very cool. Yeah, man, that was my that was me after school every day till 6 o'clock watching Toonami.
Oh, that's so funny. So many people, dude. I just talk about Dragon Ball Z, and I can talk about it anywhere, and there's always someone.
There's going to be somebody who likes that show, guaranteed.
Always someone who like has those childhood memories of watching that show. That's so great. So, going back to the free running thing real quick, like we said that you do classes that defy gravity. You're gonna be doing them once this American Ninja thing is over. But when did you get into that exactly?
Well, like I said, the martial arts thing was always there, and that was sort of the next physical step. With martial arts, it's a lot of striking and things. With free running and parkour, it's free. It's you flow like water. You're moving over and under and around obstacles. You're avoiding things rather than confronting them, and that seemed like a really cool move and really cool step to make in that direction. And it's awesome to flip and twist and jump over things. Like that looks really cool. Like,
yeah, it looks good on video too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things that that drew me to stunt work. Like if you can't do a backflip, well, you're not going to get the part where this guy has to flip over a car. So like that kind of drew me more into doing parkour, and which drew me more into doing stunts and things for film.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Could you talk a little bit more about like the film appearances that you've done? You've said it's a lot of like small stuff like web series and such.
The most recent thing I did was Imperium Arena. It's a web series done actually locally here in town. You can look it up online, Imperium Arena. It's actually about the devil, and my character plays a demon hound who is sent to find out who knows where the devil is, because there's different factions and different things. People want to know where he is for different reasons. Some people want him out of the way so they can take over. Some people want to bring him back because that's their main guy. And my job is just to hunt you down and find out what you know.
That sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun shooting for that, and it's a very interesting project.
Oh man, I have to ask this. This is totally like ridiculous off topic, but I have to ask. Since you're involved with this Wilmington film community, have you heard about Obscura Films?
I have. It sounds very familiar. I've heard,
It's
whispers
this
around.
yeah, it's this local guy. He does like a lot of experimental like short films. Ryan Lewis, you might know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a cool guy. I saw him actually perform a music set at Record Store Day at Squidco.
Really? Very
Yeah,
cool.
dude, he's a, he's pretty crazy. He's very harsh set. But yeah, I look forward to working with him. I'll hit you up for sure.
Yeah, definitely
We
do.
can all like get together, have a grand old time.
I'm so down for that.
Awesome, man. All right, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna let you go now.
All right.
I've had a wonderful time talking to you. I hope that everyone like learned a little bit about Solomon personally because he's a pretty great guy. I hope you've learned a little bit about American Ninja Warrior, but mostly I hope that you learned about Solomon. Mm.
Yeah, guys. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on Facebook, Solomon Harvey. Also, come into Defy Gravity. Hang out with me for a little bit. I'm always there. Always down to help you with anything you want to do, and just down to hang out.
Yeah, he's a very approachable guy. I had a lot of fun talking with him, and I will be watching you on American Ninja Warrior. I hope that you're gonna like. I honestly, I hope that you win it. I hope that you get that grand prize. But as far as you can go, man.
Hey, who knows? I might be the next American Ninja Warrior.
If you're not already, we'll see. All right, so that was Solomon Harvey. You can catch him at Defy Gravity here in Wilmington. He has a lot of like film projects that you can catch him on. Definitely watch American Ninja Warrior. That's on at Mondays at 8.
Mondays at 8 on NBC.
On NBC, and the following night it's on like Esquire
Esquire.
or something, whatever. You can catch it on the internet, of course. And it was real nice talking to you, man.
Definitely, you too. You guys take it easy. Later, Hawkstream.